this video is for those of you that used to play clarinet quite a lot when you were younger and then have had an extended layoff and want to get back into it. And this will help you get back into it. I had a layoff of over 5 years. There was a time where I wasn't playing more than about one Sunday every couple of weeks at church. Now, the first thing that tends to go when you don't practice is your tone and your breathing. So you've got to learn how to breathe with the clarinet again, and get the embouchure firmness happening again. Now, when I came back to the clarinet in 2008, the first thing I did was turn to the Klose clarinet school, and in mine I turned to page 13, which is the first sounds. So all you're doing here, and it's in the shallow register, so it's nice and easy, is you do a slow 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold the note. So 2, 3, 4. Etc. And it doesn't go higher than an A. And then you go on to the next exercise, and what this is it starts extending the amount of time that you need to play. So what you're concentrating on here is A, getting the breath support back, in a way getting your tone back, and also firming up the embouchure, because when you haven't played for a while, all sorts of funny things can happen. So number 2, it's extending all the time how long you need to play. So etc. And it goes down into eventually your and see how long you can go without needing a breath. And also, when it gets down to the last couple of lines, make sure that you're going over the break. Is nice and smooth. And then you do your chromatic intervals, your first chromatic scale, and then you get on to the seconds, thirds, fourths and fifths. And I like number 5 because it says the sound of the first note must be carried well into the second if you are making but one note, and this is getting your legato fingers happening, and also reinforcing in your mind that a change in note does not equal a change in air, because that's actually one of the first things you forget. Best explanation I've ever seen for legato. I'm not calling it slurring, I'm calling it legato, because slurring implies that you don't tongue the second note, but it's still possible not to tongue a note but still change the air. Instead of almost trick yourself, raise the finger before you think you're going to raise it so that you don't change the air. And then we get into the seconds. and then you eventually I'm trying to make very light fingers. This is technical that we'll work on a bit later, but the idea is to raise the finger and bring it down in the one motion so that it's soft. So, that's not what you want. Into your fourths, fifths and sixths, eventually up to the octaves, and then I have what's called a legato tone exercise that's brilliant, where I start on a low E, go low E, F, E, F, E, F, E, F, E, F, E, F, E, and this is working on your larger intervals, and also getting and lots of long tones all over the instrument. But when you get more advanced, not only legato but the softness of the fingers. And I do this exercise every day actually, because then you go, so it's E, F, E, F, E, F, E, and then E, F sharp, E, F sharp, E, F sharp, E, F sharp. Etc. And then E, G, E, G, E, G. E, G sharp, E, G sharp, E, G sharp. It's brilliant. So that's probably the most important thing. You want to get a decent sound back. And once you've got a decent sound back, you want to work on your articulation. Now, articulation in the shallow mode is pretty easy. And I do repeated note scales. Start slowly. So start at 60. Start at 60 on the metronome and just do quavers. And I do 4 notes, 4 repetitions per note. So and it's important not to stop the air. You can almost hear the air still rushing through my instrument. It's almost you only touch the tongue to the reed hard enough so it stops the reed vibrating but doesn't stop the air. You don't want to slap it on there. Anyway, I was just trying a slap tongue. Now for anything above C, what I want you to do is get you can often get an undertone. You can often get an undertone in these notes. So what I want you to do is do a long note, so 4 beats, and then try to get the tongued notes to sound exactly like the legato. Especially when you're getting up and go up the chromatic, because when you get up past the altissimo, and you need more breath support, don't go for this diaphragm malarkey. It's your intercostal muscles. The diaphragm is an involuntary muscle that's actually relaxing when you're breathing out. So don't think of tightening it, it'll knock you out. It's the intercostal muscles, the tummy muscles. Someone said the toilet muscles. But gradually, so then, and all over the instrument, so and the thing about the altissimo is you need to pitch it, because it's too easy to go. You really need to, and you find that pitching when you do your long tones, and find in here where it's meant to sit. So that eventually you'll be going right up 3 octaves, but then start triplets. And then semiquavers. Especially as you're getting up. Careful not to get that nasty undertone, and then you just gradually move the metronome up. So here is 80. So that's your staccato for you. And then you need to work on your scales and your technique. Now, what I would do is, on my page 18, you've got 68 exercises on fingering. Something as simple as something like building on some of your work from the and if you've got heaps of these. You've got melodic exercises, you've got 22 exercises in the lower register. Highly recommend you buy the Klose if you don't already have it. But there's heaps of, and then you've got and then when you come a bit later in the book, you've got the daily practice, and I use this as my daily practice, but and it's page 108 in my edition. But you start slow, so start at 80. And at first practice them slurred so you can get that legato happening and that rich tone. And then eventually add some articulation. And change it. Etc. And this is really brilliant because it goes all the way. You've got your chromatic scales. And again here, you want to be working on your legato and your tone. So in 15 minutes, I've taken you through how to get back. And it's all using Klose, because you've even got scales and sticks in there. If you're looking for something a little bit more advanced, go your Behrman method with all the scales there. I use that as well for my daily practice. But for a start, when you're just getting back into it, the Klose clarinet school, long tones, staccato, technique, and best of luck.